Welcome back to USA News Hub. Sydney McLaughlin, Mondo Duplantis, and Noah Lyles, the dynamic trio rescuing track and field with game-changing data revealed. For much of this season, the conversation around track and field has revolved less around record-breaking feats and more around empty stadiums. The inaugural Grand Slam track meet in Kingston, Jamaica, was among those tagged as poorly attended, sparking doubts about whether even star athletes like Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone and Gabby Thomas could carry the sport into mainstream popularity. But the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo silenced those concerns. Over 9 days, 619,288 spectators packed the national stadium, a remarkable revival for a sport that has struggled to fill seats in recent years. The championships didn't just host record-breaking performances, it reignited the connection between athletes and fans. From day one, the energy was palpable. The morning session alone drew 32,739 spectators, and attendance peaked at 89,558 during the opening weekend. While midweek sessions dipped slightly, with 37,463 and 35,975 attendees on days 4 and 5, the event closed strong with 82,298 fans on the final day. Sprinting showdowns and the pole vault were the biggest crowd pullers, reminding the world that athletics can still thrive when its biggest names take the stage. The numbers speak volumes. In Budapest 2023, just 341,555 fans attended across the entire event, while the 2022 Eugene Worlds drew around 150,000. The nadir came in Doha 2019, where the opening day saw only 12,000 people in the stands. By contrast, Tokyo 2025 represented a spectacular resurgence. It also highlighted how far the sport has come since the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, where COVID-19 restrictions capped audiences at 10,000, or none at all. Athletes themselves felt the difference. Noah Lyles, who thrives on big crowds, admitted that his memories of Tokyo in 2021 were far from happy. "At that time I was depressed, but this time I am energized," said the 200-meter world champion. "I love what I do and I am happy. I have the best support staff and the best crowd I could have ever asked for. My face is blasted everywhere over Tokyo. This is amazing and such a joyous moment I am going to keep with me forever. Now I want to win the gold medal in the relay." Pole vault king Mondo Duplantis echoed the sentiment after setting a new world record of 6.30 m. "I think that the difference maker was being able to have the spectators and have the full energy of the crowd, because it was one of the best stadiums and atmospheres and experiences that I've ever had," he said. "The crowd was giving me a lot of really good energy. It exceeded my wildest dreams and expectations of what it would be like jumping in the stadium with a full crowd." For Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, who headlined the women's 400-meter hurdles with another dominant performance, the atmosphere reinforced why live athletics matters. Together, she, Duplantis, and Lyles reminded fans and organizers alike that track and field's magic lies not just in medals and records but in the shared energy between athletes and spectators. Tokyo 2025 wasn't just a championship, it was proof that the roar of a full stadium can save a sport from fading debates and rekindle its global appeal. This year, for almost an entire season, many track and field events saw an empty stadium. Take this year's Grand Slam track's inaugural meet, for example. Staged in Kingston, Jamaica, in June, the event was tagged as one of the poorly attended athletics events. Following this, the question that took the spotlight was whether the presence of athletes like Gabby Thomas and Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone and races like the men's 1500 and women's 400 are enough to push track events into the mainstream. However, the 2025 Tokyo World Athletics Championships gave a halt to those questions as it drew 619,288 spectators across 9 days, marking a full return of fans to the national stadium. Earlier this season, athletes, including Noah Lyles, reported that empty stands affected motivation and performance. But this time in Tokyo, stars like Lyles, Mondo Duplantis, and Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone managed to keep the hype high. The event began with an attendance of 32,739 people in the morning session of the first day. The total attendance, a whopping 89,558, making it the highest number in the 9 days. Days 4 and 5 witnessed a dip, with only 37,463 and 35,975 fans, respectively. But at the end of the 9th day, the total attendance amounted to 82,298. And the highest viewership came from pole vault and sprint events. The numbers are still higher for the Tokyo World Championships than for the past few events. At the 2023 World Championships in Budapest, around 341,555 attendees were reported. At Eugene for the 2022 World Championships, only 150,000 people attended the event. But the most disappointing one was at Doha in 2019. On the first day, only 12,000 people attended the athletics event in 2019. It's certainly a massive jump from the last time a major event was hosted in Tokyo. By contrast, athletics at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics were capped at 50% of venue capacity, up to 10,000 spectators per venue. And several sessions had no fans under COVID restrictions. At the Tokyo Olympics, the COVID-19 pandemic created quite a ruckus with the fans' attendance. With overseas spectators banned and the maximum audience capped at 10,000, the attendance was far below the total capacity. Do you know what Lyles and others had to say about that? What did Noah Lyles and Mondo Duplantis have to say about the crowd at Tokyo 2025? We all know that Noah Lyles thrives on crowds. He's an athlete who performs great when there's a massive crowd backing him up. Talking about the crowd at Tokyo this year, the 200-meter world champion stated, "I don't have good memories from Tokyo in 2021. At that time I was depressed, but this time I am energized. I love what I do and I am happy. I have the best support staff and the best crowd I could have ever asked for. My face is blasted everywhere over Tokyo. This is amazing and such a joyous moment I am going to keep with me forever. Now I want to win the gold medal in the relay." Duplantis had a similar view. He set a new world record with 6.30 m in the pole vault. And the credit? It all went to the crowd. Following the big win, he claimed, "I think that the difference maker was being able to have the spectators and have the full energy of the crowd, because it was one of the best stadiums and atmospheres and experiences that I've ever had. The crowd was giving me a lot of really good energy. It exceeded my wildest dreams and expectations of what it would be like jumping in the stadium with a full crowd." Well, Tokyo 2025 marked a triumphant return of fans, reigniting the spirit of live athletics. For athletes like Noah Lyles, the roaring crowd wasn't just background noise. It was fuel, redemption, and a reminder of sport's true energy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to USA News Hub for all the latest sports news and highlights. See you in the next one.